My name's Dr. Miho Tanaka. I am an orthopedic surgeon and a sports medicine specialist at Regeneration Orthopedics. I'm the head team physician for the St. Louis Surge, and I also direct the Women's Sports Medicine Initiative. The Women's Sports Medicine Initiative is a program where we seek to educate people about the differences in sports injuries between men and women and address the issues that affect female athletes specifically, as well as try to prevent them. The reason why I think the Surge is really exciting is because they're pushing these boundaries forward, and they're kind of epitomizing, what it means to challenge gender roles, as well as challenge the concepts of what women can do. And so for me, it's a really exciting thing to work with them because they are moving forward, and it's also a way to get a better understanding of sports medicine in women. I think that the St. Louis Surge plays as an excellent role model in the community, not just in terms of being role models on a community level, but also on an athletic level, because they're representing really the new frontier in women's basketball and in women's athletics. And not only are they doing it well, they're doing it smart. So they're taking, things like ACL injury prevention courses and workshops and integrating them in order to limit their incidences of injury. So a little bit about ACL injuries. What we know is that they're 8 times more common in women and that they are preventable because a lot of them happen with non-contact injuries. So it's not when you collide with somebody, but it's really when you're stopping or landing from a jump and then your knee gives way and you can tear your ACL. What we know is that if we teach women to strengthen and to load their legs in the right position as they're landing, you can reduce that incidence by more than 80%. And so the Surge has been nice enough to take this on and to learn this, but really where it really makes a difference is in women under 18. And I think that if we could incorporate that into the school systems and younger girls can learn, from the Surge that they look up to incorporate these things, we could save a lot of athletic careers. Women's sports, like you talked about, is a relatively new thing. People don't really think about it because so many women play soccer and so many girls, play in colleges, and now there's a women's NBA team and things like that. But it is still pretty relatively new. Title IX was only in the 1970s. So, and before Title IX, women never had the opportunities to play sports the way they did now, and they also didn't have the opportunity to get these types of injuries that they got. So it was really interesting because when I was training to become a surgeon, one of the guys who trains me, who takes care of a lot of the professional teams around the country, said to me, we were seeing a high school girl who had an ACL tear, and he said, when I was your age, I never saw a woman with an ACL tear. It was unheard of. It was before Title IX. It never happened. And it was only after Title IX that we started seeing more and more injuries in women, but we didn't really treat them because they didn't have any opportunities to play professionally. And so they would not really, you don't need an ACL to walk or to run, and so they didn't really get them fixed. And it's really only in the last 20 years or so where people have started to really critically look at how we fix ACLs in women and how women are different from men and how that affects their sports careers and their athletic careers. So if you look at the trajectory of where women's sports and women's athletics has been, we've basically been modeling what we do after men, right? Now we're starting to realize that women are different and maybe we should be doing things differently. So I think in terms of where that end trajectory is, the opportunities are endless because I don't think we've really defined that cutout path for us.